Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. So today I want to talk about Disney and the ridiculousness and how all the stupid things that they keep doing just keep getting perpetuated over and over again. Now, for some of you who may not know or may not even realize everything that Disney has been doing and everything, all the controversy that has been around Disney lately because of some of the choices they have made. I mean, it's been quite absurd. I mean, it starts with the Star Wars sequels. I personally couldn't stand any of the sequels. I hated them. I hated them right from the jump. I did not like The Force Awakens. I walked out of the movie theater with such a unbelievable feeling of disappointment that words cannot even begin to describe. I mean, you can normally walk out of a movie and say, I didn't like that movie because I didn't like the way the characters are portrayed, or maybe there just wasn't enough action in the film, or just many other reasons. Maybe the movie made you sad. Whatever reason, you would walk out of a movie and you would know why you didn't like it. I walked out of The Force Awakens and I couldn't pinpoint why I couldn't stand it so much, but I just did not like it. I did not like it, and I had high hopes that the movie was going to be good. I mean, I remember when the prequels first came out, I had high hopes for the prequels, and I went to see them. And while there were some things that I've touched on other videos and I said that I did not like about the prequels, for the most part, I enjoyed them. I cannot say the same thing with The Force Awakens. After The Force Awakens, I decided I was not going back to watch another Star Wars movie. They could take that hot, trashy mess, and somebody else can pay for that crap, because I don't want no part of it. And I mean, it continued with everything else. I mean, you had The Last Jedi and The Last Jedi Backlash, which directly led into Solo. And Solo's absolute failure. And I mean, it was terrible. I mean, I caught some of Solo on Netflix, not by choice really, and you know what? I wasn't even disappointed because I didn't have any freaking expectations. I thought it was going to be a piece of trash, and my expectations were not subverted. And I'm just glad I didn't pay to see it. Now, as far as The Last Jedi, after I'd seen all the reviews and seen the commercial ads for it, I didn't want no part of it. And I refused to see it, and I still refuse to see it to this day. It's on Netflix. I could watch it right now. I'm not going to. I don't want no part of it. Disney, you can keep your trash. That's okay. I don't want it. So, after that, you know, you would think, okay, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. There was all of the garbage surrounding Star Wars. I mean, you had people attacking the fans. You know, you had Kathleen Kennedy. The Force is female. We need to send a message. White men ain't allowed. You know, and anybody who says that didn't really happen, you're fooling yourself, because it did happen. I mean, there's such a thing as being like being feminist and being pro-female, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. And then there's the whole complete side of the spectrum where it's the extreme feminism, where only females are right and males aren't allowed, and males are the evil in the universe, and all the other crap that goes along with it. And that's usually a lot of that SJW politics, that nonsense, that shit that they always promote. These crazy blue-haired freaks that sit there and they read at the world like a bunch of maniacs, because that's about all they can really fucking do, because they got no common sense. I mean, look what they've done with the comic book industry. They've infested it like cockroaches, and they've destroyed it. I mean, it's dying. It's dying. It's like a fucking whale up on the beach. It is just slowly collapsing and suffocating. But so you think, okay, well, Disney had that going on. They had the utter failure of Solo at the box office. So you think, well, maybe Disney's going to start getting it, because companies don't like to lose money, right? Well, yeah. So they went ahead with Captain Marvel. Now, while Captain Marvel did well, Captain Marvel actually caused so much backlash and so much strife in the MCU, broader community of fans that, I mean, people were disgusted. And there was actually worries that Endgame wasn't going to, do as well because of it. Now, I mean, that was all subverted, and Endgame did very well. But they continue on. They continue on with protecting Brie Larson and Captain Marvel at every drop of the hat. I mean, I mean, what can you say about it? So, okay, so it like that wouldn't be enough. Okay, they've already received tremendous backlash and criticism over these things. So they go ahead and they start doing reboots and remakes of some of their older cartoons, their older movies, and had things like Dumbo, which apparently did not do very well at all. You had Aladdin. There was a lot of backlash about Aladdin. Then you got things like their Little Mermaid remake that they're going to do with their casting choice on that are just driving people crazy, and there's just all kinds of criticism about that. So, okay, you think, okay, well, maybe Disney's going to start listening to the fans, the ones that are, filling their pockets full of money. Did you forget about that, Disney? I'm pretty sure you're not filling your own coffers. You actually need, fans to go see your movies and go to your parks. And, I mean, that comes to the next point. Disneyland being empty. There's been numerous reports of how empty Disneyland is, and especially since their opening of Galaxy's Edge. Horrible. Has not done well. I've done another video on that as well, and many other YouTubers have. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Mecha Random, World Class Bullshitters, Ethan Van Sciver. I mean, on and on. John Talks. I mean, you name it. Everybody has done it at some point because it's ridiculous. I mean, this is one of those things everybody was waiting for. They were waiting for something to really start happening back on Disney for all their stupidity. I mean, the Mouse House is collapsing. I mean, it is happening. Slowly but surely it is happening. And they're reaping judgment for their stupidity. I mean, it's going to continue happening too. So then you lead into the next part, which is the Disney Fight Club. The throwdown in Toontown. The Disneyland scuffle, the happiest place to get a beat down on the planet. Yeah, you lead into that. So that's making news. I mean, Disney, it looks wonderful, doesn't it? I mean, this is like the Armageddon for Disney. This is their apocalypse now. They are falling apart at the seams. And anybody who doesn't think so, you're fooling yourself. I mean, and then you had, what was the next one? They had a rabies outbreak in and around Epcot Center and in the surrounding area around Disney. I mean, really? I mean, there's such a thing as a small coincidence here and there, and there's another thing where it's just a series of bad events happening. It's because of karma. Yeah. There's no other way to describe how utterly, stupid Disney has become. I mean, I guess they want to lose money. I don't understand. I just don't get it. So then, the absolute latest thing that happened is they had sinkholes open up around Disney, and there was somebody who was injured. I mean, you can't look at this and not see a pattern of things coming back to bite them in the ass. And so, with all the ridiculous things that have been happening, I mean, what more could happen to Disney? I mean, the only thing they got left is they don't have an outbreak of zombies yet. Oh. Well, wait a minute. That's not entirely true. They have SJWs. They're mindless zombies. They're following them around. I guess it really is the end of the world. And for all the people who don't understand the wokeness and the SJW mentality that has invaded, most forms of entertainment, from comic books to movies to TV, Disney. I mean, if you don't get it and you think it doesn't affect you, you're saying that now. But guess what? When you ignore it and you put your head in the sand, the problem only exasperates, it gets worse. And the next thing you know, it is affecting you. And you're sitting there wondering, well, what happened? How did this happen? Well, you missed the boat. You forgot to speak out. Why? Because it wasn't affecting you at the time. People need to wake up. You need to stop giving these companies money. Only when they start losing money are they going to change the way they act. Only then are they going to give you content that's worthy of your time, of your money. Think about that for a minute. Anyway, you guys, take care. I'll see you next time.